And away we go, chat. What's going on? Getting on back here for another Harmonic Pattern podcast 501. Get your blue jeans on and let's get to it. Got a whole lot to talk about today. Gold down 300. Nice. Gold down 300. This Taiwan semi's up 20 today. That's a big one. We'll talk about that. We'll talk about Bitcoin. What are we doing? Where's it going? I think at this point, with all these scenarios, we're going to have to just continue to embrace the retrace until we get some clear signals. So, great to have everybody. Come on in, folks. Settle on in. We are here Tuesday, Thursday, 12:30-ish. Now 12:45. You get the picture. Keep it casual. And we'll definitely get into what you guys want to look at today. Let's start with Bitcoin and gold. Get into that. What are we going to do here? Bitcoin, guys. Up here, 69,487. Not a biggie, other than the fact that we have put in HSI daily bearish. So that's kind of a big deal. It's kind of a big deal to do that barely, I don't know, 15% off the low. So, I mean, the story doesn't change. We're still looking at this thing in a long-term downtrend. You're looking for continuation spots. So, absolutely. We'll look at S&P. Thank you, Mr. Casa. Are we got sound or what, guys? Give me a check here. It looks all good. Looks good. Let me know. Give me a check in here. Let me know how things look. Everything looks good on my side, and there should be no connection issues. Everybody, come on in, settle in. What's going on? Get HPC for TradingView. Send your TradingView username to hpc at sr-analyst.com. 14-day free trial. Get a taste of what we're doing here for free, no money required, and then jump on into the harmonic sphere. Absolutely. Think we're good. Thank you guys. Appreciate it, chat. Come on in, folks. Settle on in. We're going to go here for an hour or so. I'm going to keep it loose today. I don't expect a long show. Probably go till about 2 o'clock maximum. If we get something, if we get an NQ setup, I'll get over there in a second, but I do want to kind of give us the update, bigger update of what happened since yesterday on Bitcoin, which lines up with 74K, 74.8 was the exact number. We had a few different things here, a couple of checkbacks, and just so we're clear on what Bitcoin is doing, putting in that top on the daily, 74, 75K. That's it. That is it. And check out everything. This is kind of extraordinary when we see so many overbought signals. 1, 2, 3, 4. And we get 4 corresponding dots, 2, 3, 4, with the last dot triggering here. That was about 73.6. And then we're going to throw this down. Obviously, we've gone serial, bar over bar, lower, lower, lower. Okay, and then what can we pull out of our, you know what? I mean, if we're just going to connect dots here in the short term, X, A, B, C. Well, that's not an M or W. It's a shark formation. C is above A. So throw it down to a 1618, 886, shark. Immediate shark, 66.4, guys. That's your deal on Bitcoin. We're in a 4-hour shark. I said this the last 2 weeks that we were looking for the counter trend bounce at 62. Really, I was thinking 59.5, but so what? I mean, this doesn't surprise me. We have X, A, B, C, D down here. Where is the, let me get to that other one. Hold on, let me get to the correct. It's on the Bitcoin all-time chart. Looks like this. Where'd you go? Where's my Gartley? There you go. So same index. I'm all right. Same data feed showing the same kind of signals overbought. We know there's a shark. So be aware of the two. Come on. Be aware of the two big phenomenon. Short term right now, we can trace out a shark. X, A, B, right there. Is that 1618? No, but doesn't need to be. 886, 1618 on the downside. Like I said, gets you to like 66.5 with the obvious and looping type 2. So we went all the way up. We just fell shy. We need to retest 62.779. So let's take it in chunks. 66.5, 62.7. And then we're going to fall apart. So this is, wanted to talk about what's happening today on major harmonic patterns. And a lot of these pointing to lower levels. Absolutely, just we're going to have to no matter how long it's going to take, most of the markets we're looking at are targeting lower levels before they generate oversold readings. Bitcoin being number one of them, and our long-term outlook doesn't change. I got to say this. Monthly time frame for Bitcoin, deep oversold. So just so you guys know, as long as we stay in that lower range, especially under, we're in a negative HSI. We're like negative 5.70. Deep oversold. What that means is that you need to do a lot of work to pull that out of the oversold zone. Not even close. Last time we were down this low, you have to go pretty much all the way back to 2018. And what was the other one? The other one was back, not maybe the lowest point was 2011. All right, but we didn't get movement until we came clearly out. So I'm looking for signs, guys. I've got my downside targets, my bear market targets don't change. We're still looking for all-time 786. And I'll say this as well, that we will be looking for HSI arrow and dot configuration on the monthly to help us out for, okay, where's the low going to be? Where is the low for Bitcoin? And is Bitcoin a dead asset? I mean, I know that's a crazy talk, but the FUD is out there in force. If it's quantum encryption, if it's overall institutional hijacking of the entire crypto sector, I have to agree with people that are saying in general, the whole altcoin space might be dead. Just might be dead altogether. And I don't disagree with that. You might get a couple of individual things to pop off, but for the most part, the crypto euphoria that we saw 5 years ago and the last few years is over in a major way. And I'm still going to stick with the whole Bitcoin does the 786. It's sub 40K. I've been saying 39K. And even this kind of a thing, like this type of drop is so indicative of a 1618 minimum throwdown move. Even on the long-term chart, listen, your 1618 there is like 43K. So we have nothing. There's no oversold signals here, guys. Because people are still asking me, are we still looking for 39K? Yeah, 39K. And even we throw up minimum metrics, okay, minimum 1618s, daily, weekly signals, we need to see some minimum levels get tested. Here's the other thing that I think is incredibly significant that tells me whatever this retrace is going to do, it's going to happen now. On the weekly chart, we did pop out of the oversold HSI on the weekly. But what's happening here? Okay, came out last week. This week they tried to pop it, roll it back down. We all know that that's got to get retested, right? 65,834 is the low for HSI there. So can you come back? I mean, if we were going to get a dot, if we were going to get some ideal confirmation, well, we're going to need at least one bar to retest that low. It's, where is it? 834? Yeah, 65,834 minimum. And then what I think is going to happen is that happens this week, next week, and then you'll probably try to do something down here. Okay, this retest that's happening right now, we're still kind of in the early stages of it, did a perfect HSI. It pops out. You got out of the oversold. Okay, now we have to do a couple of things where retest those lows, give us some kind of, put some stabilization together. And even if we look at some of the obvious areas where that's happened, we know we're still a few weeks. Like let's say somebody's going to, let's say the US government was going to come in and buy the entire Bitcoin supply at any price. Who knows? I mean, just making up stories. The way the whole thing works is still we need to have a retest of that trigger low, just like here. And so you go back to March, incredibly, almost to the same week as a year ago. It's really been uncanny. But you go back to the same week a year ago, you're there. So check back. Your best case scenario would be something like this. Worst case scenario is you fall apart. So we're going to watch this test coming up. It's going to be, I think it's going to be before the end of the month. If it's not this week, it's next week. And then we'll start maybe in April. Like April, come down. I think we're in the midst of like another 2 or 3 weeks down. So Bitcoin has to come back. We're going to see how it hits. When it hits 65.5, we're going to take a hard look at how hard that flush is. There is a flush coming. It's going to retest. Is it going to be a divergent retest like that, or is it going to be something more like what we saw back in 2022, 2021, like this? And I'm kind of thinking we might be like here and need to put in a dot. So you go back to March of 2022. Well, actually, that original was December 21, February dot-ish, and that failed. That failed. Either way, so many times we get HSI in a weekly, you still check it back. If we could hold it, we see a lot of instances where you have an arrow and a dot and you go. Arrow, arrow, dot, dot, go. Arrow, dot, go. We know the pattern that has to happen here. And I would think, even if I'm still bearish, if we get this retrace 65.5 on Bitcoin, and then we put an arrow, dot, dot, we'll likely get at least a rebound reflex rally. So I think 60K, 59K is going to get pounded once or twice in the next 3 weeks. I think you're looking at that 60 to 65K retest. And we're going to know a hell of a lot of what to expect into the rest of the year. I'm talking the next 6 months. All right. When is Bitcoin going to bottom? I think Bitcoin will bottom in 6 months. I just think it's going to be at a lower historic precedent level, which is 39K. To do that, this retest has to fail. Okay? That's just the whole thing going on here. But immediate retest, track it on a 4-hour. Let's get to 65. I think the best thing, though, would be to come all the way back and retest the pattern at 62 and put some confirmation in. As far as the whole bounce, the type 1 bounce, guys, that I've been talking about, where we did talk about going back up to here, 72, 74-ish. You have done that work. We're done there. Okay, that's done. Now what? It's either 65 or 62, and that's going to happen in the next, I think we'll be here a week from today, and we will have done that. 10% lower. What's going on, chat? Let's see it. What's going on? What do you guys want to look at? Great to see everybody. Yeah. Do we still get the shark bounce at 58 for a lower high, then lower? The shark bounce, it's, look, there's this shark bounce that what we're looking at right off the bottom tells us 65 needs to happen if we're tracing out anything. But we know the obvious. Again, the levels that I've been looking at for a while, 62, retest the Gartley. What would be phenomenal is come down here and make a run at the hop and put in some kind of oversold trigger, or put your dots in sub 60K and then go. But right now we are in that immediate retrace. I can't be I have to be, super clear and emphasize the fact that your dead cat bounce that started about a month ago is absolutely over as of 2 days ago. And now we're going to it's either 65 or 62, but we're triggering it back here. And you don't have anything. Look, 4 hour is swimming in the oversold. So take that bar over bar. Let's see how far we go down. Uh, but that's, I mean, so far, it's not a surprise. And I don't think there's anybody's really kind of too concerned that we have formed a bottom. If anything, I see a lot of people saying 75K, probably your dead cat balance. Our measured levels are like 74, 73.5. So back on down. Let's go. It's kind of like the rest of this market too. This market, let's take a quick peek at the QQQ, and then I will entertain your individual requests. Guys, we have been talking about this phenomenon of this QQQ hitting this 1618 advance, and which was way back in October. Amazing. And that was around 628, and then come all the way back down for a 382, which is like 545, 550. This is where we go. And when I talk about embracing the retrace, this is it. You are, the thing is that this has not even gone into acceleration yet. But damn, aren't we getting there? I'm thinking the flush is it's so close to falling apart here. Where are we? Take a look at what 4 hour HSI is doing, amplified. All of these are just have not done anything constructive but roll over at every bounce. And you're just going to have to stick your nose up at this market and let it kind of complete what started months ago, which has been pretty strong HSI downtrend. I wouldn't even say price has reflected the degree to which this is saying to us, guys, I need to do a 382. It's like, hey, I need to go hit the head here. I have to go do this 545 dumperoo down to finish the 382 minimum. I know it feels ominous, and yeah, geopolitical news, everything has been just looking super bearish, and I know people are calling for the end of the world again. Relax. It's not the end of the world. It is a natural harmonic 382 retrace that has to happen. So I haven't had too many bullish situations line up. I mean, we've been looking at a couple of patterns, but nothing is close yet. Nothing is close. And that's the deal on the Qs. So you're trending still lower, your targets are still lower, and the SPY, same deal. SPY actually today was at the lowest point for the year, and now we're about to take out. Look, you take out 650. There's not a heck of a lot left. And that for me is saying, okay, we did the 1618 advance, or damn close. From there to there, your 1618 is like there. I mean, it was almost spot on right there, like 693-ish. Same kind of a deal. We got to do a 382, right? What's the 382 all time? And this still fits in within our trend channel theory that we're still in a bullish long-term uptrend, but now we got to come back down to the other side. 382 retrace off of the low is like 615. I got to plant these numbers in your brain now. So 656, you crack 650, it's done. I think that happens now. Finally. I'm talking like big acceleration, shakeout material. See you in a month. And we're almost mirroring last year. Again, look at last year. And we were looking for the retrace last year. Actually, maybe a touch earlier and not as crazy strong, but I would say we're essentially like here relative to last year. And well, not only did we break it down, but boy, that was just a massive, harsh 30 days. We haven't entered that window yet, but we're real close, guys. The acceleration window that we're going to get daily or weekly is under recent lows. When you crack, I think we've already cracked it. Today was a big breakdown move. But under 650, 649, anything, and then you're targeting this like low 600 area, big gap, big gap. It's if we go even the monthly here, okay, the monthly's like this. We're still in this long-term trend where, okay, what needs to happen? Just like the last two times, three times. 2021 to 2022. And then this crazy thing a year ago. We hit the lower end of the channel. I think that's it. We are just in a retrace phase that has yet to fully express itself. But it's like this. Also, once we broke down last year, and that was March. So here we go again. Another breakdown month for March. We get the flush. It's just, I don't know. I think it has a lot to do with kind of 401k contributions. You also have, taxes coming up on April 15th, so people are cashing out. You need that money to pay those taxes to light off a few bombs. And that's the unfortunate perspective here as an American who pays taxes, who tries to pay as little as possible, but boy, don't get me started. Anyway, we're in a retrace phase. We've been sideways for 6 months. Yeah, it sucks. We want fun times, we want party times, but that's not how the market works. Markets goes up to go down and down to go up, but for the most part, just down for now to do the retrace. That's it. I got to say this about gold. And gold, we were looking for 4,800 because we wanted to see the channel retrace. You're 45.78. So WTF? Like, what's going on with gold here? It's a 382 retrace, guys. That's what we're looking at here. We could go maybe do it all time. The lower end of the channel here is, let's say we just kind of stretch it down. It's more like 4,400. This is what we said. And I'm still, guys, I am still longer term bullish on gold. But we got to the top end of the channel. We've been looking for this retrace. I thought like 5K, maybe 48 that's the median line on gold. All right, so they want to bust it a little bit more. I'm not too concerned. Let it finish this thing, and if anything, weekly is like that. Daily, I know we're oversold. Daily's deep, so let's wait for the next HSI. HSI on the gold, once that triggers, I would be looking for longs again. If anything, embrace the miners. Get ready. They're going to give you another opportunity to jump in on there. Again, I think if we have the right perspective, markets had a hell of a run. They got way outside their upper end of the channels. We've been looking for the retrace on gold. Today we hit that number. Today was 4,800, which was the number we were looking at, and we're even off of, simply stated, it's an 886 retrace for the year. That's it. I mean, it doesn't It seems like a lot, but it's really not. I mean, there's 886 at 45.30 for the year 2026. That's all. Pretty amazing to think that, in January at the low there was 4,400. Then you made the run back to 5,400 and now back down for another 886. Still within the long term channel. I'm okay with it. If anything, this is starting to get better. Can we get down to this area? Maybe it's 45. I'm just waiting for my signal, which is oversold, pivot out, and then let's start to go again. And I think things like the GLD and silver's down 10%. GLD is going to give us another opportunity. There you go. We're oversold. Just let that pivot back out. And let's see what we get here really quick. GLD is 420 right now. No, I don't. Hey, it's just coincidental, right? I'm not trying to be a degenerate here. You degenerates, but that's the deal. We're 420. We're going to get oversold once we pivot out, and that will set us up again. Where is that level? I mean, there's your weekly. Pretty strong so far. Monthly HSI arrow for the month. By we get there by the end of the month, that'll be official. So let this finish out. Again, we are in a retrace phase on all of these. SLV, we've been looking for something down there at like 65 or 70-ish. Let me go back here in the daily. We're oversold now. And we have some prior signals that are pretty much about where we're hitting today, maybe a little bit lower. So let's, again, did its job, did the retrace, and let's just let it set up one more time. This would be the bigger retrace too. This would kind of be more of what we'd want to see. And I'm going to look here. It's, where are we? There you go. Weekly. Maybe a little more of a flush down. And then we get ready to go again. I mean, again, we're silver futures at $70. Okay, not a biggie. Where do we go there? We're going to finish that off in the next week or two. Let's see what happens. Longer term, the bigger retrace numbers, I would just say go all time. Your all time retrace numbers are like this. Pretty amazing. All time 382. From that pattern low to here, there, 382 is, what was that, 82? 50 is 67. 618-ish is like 57. Give you some levels here. Let's just let it finish out for the month. I think it's, ballparking 60, 65-ish. It's just, doing the retrace of after achieving some lofty levels, things that we have talked about. Current weekly overbought, dot, diamond, all that around 85 or so. Couple more. Really quick. This sets up, I think, things like, CDE, okay, overbought. They're going to come in and give us a nice retrace. I think a lot of these are going to just register daily oversolds here. There you go. We have a dot today, so that's starting to, trigger down here. I would just look at these at the dots today. So literally tomorrow on stuff like this will put us in business of a potential retrace within the longer term uptrend, which is how you should be treating this. CDE, amazing. From 4 to 28. Now you've done a nice almost 50% retrace. There's opportunity down here. There is opportunity down here. I think for the first time in, you got to go back to November, maybe about 6 months, 5 months, we're oversold officially. Today's the day. Day one. Tomorrow's day one. Today's day zero. There's your dot. And that's the retrace we've been waiting on. It's a lot like the markets. We've been waiting on the markets to do a retrace. Where are we? 410 now. What we got? Let me see if we get something here. Yeah, okay. Meh. Maybe we get a dot. I'm looking for what's the next opportunity for NQ. Can't even fill the gap. Are you kidding me? You can't even fill the gap today? Let's keep an eye on that one. That's NQ futures. Just so you also know, guys, going into tomorrow, end of the week here, we got this hourly HSI arrow on regular trading hours, and that low's like 377. You are 11 minutes away from closing that, and I would for today, literally right now, we'll see if we get it, but I'd be looking for the retest of that low immediately. 377, currently 423. Keep an eye on that. What about extended hours? I'm looking for an opportunity here. Boy, that's just ugly. That is an ugly distribution. No, markdown chart. And so let's see here. Can we get some kind of pop? Get that and give me a dot. Some kind of, I don't know, I'm looking on a 30-second time frame. The last dot there, right at 87 was spot on. I mean, that's just sick. So we'll come back to this. Couple of individual things that I brought up last time. There's not a lot working, but I'll show you one or two things. I brought this up last time. Tower Semi, guys, it's all-time new highs now. But it's one of these semiconductor stocks, and I showed you this, and this is the crazy thing. We had this arrow, and that was around 135. Okay, you're looking for an asset that's really accelerating. By definition, there you go. TSEM. It's up 20 now. Just get it on the radar. Don't worry about it. Get it on the radar. There aren't many of these, but the ones that are moving, that's atop the list. On Semi is another one here that we're waiting for this to come in. Again, I'm really hyper focused on semiconductors, and this is a shark to 5.0 return. Not quite there yet, but that's one. Marvel, MRVL. These are a few of the ones we've been talking about where let's get them on an oversold retrace, because these are doing massive cycle movements like Micron and SanDisk. I mean, look at Micron, 443. But look, all these high level triggers came in there at around 405. I mean, I was almost making the run to 500. SanDisk, again, that's 740. Absolutely crazy. I'm looking for the ones like Tower Semi. Okay, if I'm looking at Tower Semi, it's kind of like this. All right, it's breaking out all-time new highs before it doubles or triples. I think Tower Semi goes to about 300. And what was the other one? It's Skyworks Solutions. Skyworks Solutions, more of an earlier pattern, but this is the kind of retrace setup. We're down here. This does not look like a heck of a lot until today. We got the crab pattern. It's a type 1. Okay, today's day 0 with the dot. So again, looking for that. Looking for areas where this turns around and you begin that new cycle up. The weekly down here as well. Check out the weekly. You got type 2. Okay, type 2 on the butterfly. Guys, I'm looking really hard. I said this last show, that what we need to do is line things up. Line them up, get ready, and let's play it out, see how this all comes together. Because when the market does give us this flush, these other ones give us confirmation, it will hit and then it'll go. We haven't seen the extreme volatility just yet, but we're getting there. At least with this, can we get down? Wherever we register oversold, it's not there yet. But I'm thinking that, this is a type 2. Can we get to the end of that and turn around, become another tower semiconductor? A few other ones that I want to look at that are shaping up, or at least getting closer. Things like Microsoft down at 388. Now, we have talked about Microsoft because there's arrow, weekly arrow, you're checking back right now. And there's some daily patterns that are slightly lower. This is going to give us a big opportunity. It's pretty crazy to think that, a Mag 7 is already 30-40% off its all-time highs, but where's the opportunity? Is it here at like 390, or is it a little lower at 350? I think it's somewhere closer to 350. Okay, check it out. Couple of big looping patterns, 375 as low as 352. These are inching closer. They are inching closer. I don't expect much to happen until we reach these areas, but that's pretty much kind of the way we're lining it up. We're going to get down there. You're going to get to 350, and you're going to pretty much just hit the buy button. It's going to be a massive opportunity. I'm thinking that we'll see this the next month. The monthly candles like this as well. Don't fear the reaper, but here you go. Okay, what's going on there? Monthly check back is like 343, guys. So that's pointing lower. No doubt about it. We're still lower. And long-term uptrend on Microsoft. It's about to do another one of those long-term channel retraces. Yeah, it's going to look really scary, and then come back up and give you, that once every 2-3 year opportunity to buy this thing on the cheap. A couple more. What's up? Crude oil, guys. So yeah, crude oil. Let's talk. Crude oil is up 40 cents. It's been all over the place. This thing is tapping on 100. Now, this is where we got to separate story from reality. Chart, price action, buyers, sellers. What are they doing? What's the money saying it's happening here? Every time they run to 100, they get it up a little bit. It seems to me that they're playing with this tape quite a bit. I mean, look. This is the last 30 days. Big move. Retrace back down like 80 bucks. Kind of your moving forward support. The immediate diamond, all of that is like 99, 100 even, is why you're seeing that. But the longer this stays up here, okay, and does not register some kind of overbought trigger, this will drift. I'm thinking we have to look at the monthly chart. And what's on the monthly chart? We had a pattern. You go back to the 2020 fiasco. There was this crazy deep crab at negative 26. I don't think anyone will ever be able to explain that, but really 25 was that absolute low. And target 2 up here is like 140.75. I was really bearish. Sorry. Yeah, bearish. I mean, well, not really, but I was not looking for much other than maybe a retrace. It was maybe like 50, low 50s. We had this HSI arrow down here, arrow dot, $55. That held. So that's a big deal. If we're going to take it dot to dot, okay, where are we? We're overbought on the monthly. HSI is still moving higher. Let's see what goes down by the end of the month. It's a big candle, and you still have about 2 weeks to get out of this whole month. All right, and depending on where that finishes up, a close above 102 would be a big deal. So put this in your brain. 95, 96 bucks on light sweet crude. Okay. That's like a first step, if you will. Obviously having trouble getting above the resistance, but by the end of the month, if we close above 102, 103, then we have to put it back on that 140. Yes, $140 a barrel target 2 material is at stake. What about XLE and the rest? I mean, did this amazing thing, right? 4 years sideways at massive monthly patterns. Massive. 54.50 on the XLE. Absolutely destroyed. And now we're back up in this overbought. But we know that can stay up there for a while. If last time we were here was 2021 and XLE was trading $20. Did not get any signal until like 30. That seems to me, again, we're going to take this out. Just get some perspective here. What's that quarterly chart look like? Massive breakout. You got to be impressed by that. So go with it. Are we going to do something insane on the quarterly chart? We will know by the end of the month. A lot of people are saying, all right, this thing in the Middle East is going to be quick. We're going to get in, get out. A month, 2 months. I don't think so. Kids, you need to be thinking like, I would say in about another 2 weeks that the 1618 advance get you to about $75 on the XLE. And let's see. The other thing you want to look at, if you really want to know if crude prices are going up, you're going to have to go to West Texas. All right, the WTI. Let me get the, hold on. Where's commodities? Well, let's look at this one. Oh, there it is. WTI on the NYMEX. Thank you. That's what we want. Where did you go, WTI? Hold on. Because if West Texas crude, if that absolutely takes off, there you go. Monthly is like that. There's the weekly. We want to watch this. West Texas crude trading 95. Is that right? It doesn't seem right. Watching this chart here. West Texas crude, nice bullish bat, type 2. Where are we on the daily? Nothing yet. That's the chart to really watch out for, because light sweet crude, okay, more Middle East. But if we get West Texas to really skyrocket too, then you got a problem. Let's take it to the end of the month. The couple of the other ideas that you should be looking at. Remember I said that the EV stocks, they're there. EV stocks have massive patterns. The story kind of makes sense. So NEO here, just one of several. Okay, NEO Whole bunch of patterns down here on the weekly. I kind of like what's going on from a longer term perspective. Look, all time bat, retrace, diamond, dot coming off of there. 480 is the number, currently 585, but that's a massive type 1. So Neo, that's one. Rivian, we've been talking about that. It completed its retrace. And 1377 was target 2 on the downside. We're looking for the return phase here. Can we get a dot? Can we get some kind of retest? This is starting to build, folks. And there's still plenty of time here. But break it down to a 4-hour chart. Bullish bat pattern. 1495. So that gives us something to go on with the 4-hour chart. And, again, 14, 15, back to 20-ish is the minimum play. XPeng, XPEV, the Chinese, ADR, if you will, if you're willing to go there. That too. Where's the weekly? Weekly or daily? I think the daily had some patterns here. Where was the daily? Daily? No, that's a 4-hour. Where's the daily? Oh, the daily was the continuation play at 17. Neo, Rivian. Was it? I think I'm kind of forgetting here. There's Lucid, but that was garbage. We knew that was garbage. It escapes me at the moment. But I know Neo, I know what it was. Neo is the big weekly, monthly pattern. That is the best one of all of these. You're looking for something, you're looking for an opportunity, there you go. All right, let me see what else we got here. In that area, guys, here's another one. End phase energy. Okay? Another alternate energy solar battery power pack. I actually have this system at my house, and I basically locked in my energy bill for the next 20 years with my whole solar setup, and the batteries are great. This was a big high flyer after COVID, and then all the way back. This is something I can get into as a massive recovery play. Big XA level is 31, 32 bucks. I haven't done anything with this yet. Weekly chart looking good. Daily, I need to get oversold one more time. Okay, end phase down here. Round 42, like I said, give me a higher low. Let this retrace. Let me get a higher oversold level, and then we can really take a look at it. It kind of reminds me of Solar Edge from about a year ago, which is starting to make bigger progress. Solar Edge and a lot of the solars really trying to bang out some support. Solar Edge was this. It's a massive all-time bat pattern. All right, it's off the lows at, what was that, 13, 12 bucks, went to 40 something. You're 43 currently. Again, haven't jumped on it just yet. I'm eyeing that up. The TAN solar ETF is the place to go. But there you go. I mean, that's progress. A little overbought at the moment. Let that come back. But that's another symbol. SEDG. First Solar. Okay. Retraced in the last 3-4 months, but check it out. We're down here under 200 by a scratch. And I think it's around 190. The daily time frames like this with the same shark, and T1 off the bat 197. If you're looking for ideas, makes sense to be in this area. It's probably as low. What's that? We retest that at like 187. Really close. Neo to $27. Yeah, that would be wild. I think that would take time. Understand that you're deep oversold here. Okay, we're thinking of a longer term 1 to 3 year time horizon for this stuff to play out. That's the just again, it's not immediate, and in fact, we're still in the process of trying to set up for that next jump on long. You have not put in a higher low yet. So still plenty of time, but I'm looking, definitely looking. A couple more. What do you guys have? A couple more. No M&Ms today. Boy, I ate M&Ms and I felt like garbage after that show. So no M&Ms. What up, Foundation Grace wants to look at REI. Ring Energy. What did that do? I remember that was a low floater. Yo, should we be buying this right now? Ring Energy. We talked about that last time. Daily is a deep crab, so you're a little overstretched, but this is a big low floating creature coming out of the hole after a long time sub $1. But I would still look at it like this. Ring Energy, REI, would be something like this. Come down to 129 and then launch to fail. Or not fail to launch, but launch to fail the bearish pattern. Weekly, I mean, I get it. I hear what you're saying here with this kind of a thing. Is this a big speculative overdue recovery candidate? Maybe. Maybe. Hop level 159. I like that. There's a few things I could get in on that. But again, if you're going to be right, let me put it this way. No reason to go super huge on a play like this or any of these turnaround plays. If you're going to be right, okay, and this is at $1.50, understand it's going to take months, if not years, to really get going. But you're kind of setting and forgetting. Buy 1,000 shares and then talk to me in about, 18, 24 months. If we're really going to get it, you're going to do the bust out like that. And are on the monthly, where are we? Monthly is not a bad spot. Monthly is overbought and, oversold and now accelerating to overbought, but you have momentum there. I'm okay with that. Look, I still say that Valero is always the place to be. I mean, look at Valero, just every freaking week, up 5, up 5. Valero is just, now it's gotten away from us. Valero, what a champ. Amazing. Couple others. DBC, what is DBC? What's up, Floyd? The commodity tracking. All right, I'm okay there. I mean, you can't chase it. There's nothing really there for me to say, hey, it's, just go buy it. Fat finger long when it's already done something like that. Yeah, the daily looks like it's overstretched. Doesn't mean it can't keep going, but you're up there at some levels like $29. Another bearish dot today. So when you get overextended, there's simply the only thing you can do is just put it on the radar and let that thing retrace for the next jump on point. A couple others really quick. I see the VIX here. Let's take a look at the VIX. Volatility index for S&P 500. Interestingly enough, ever since we put in this 1-2 bat action where 30 has been the top, Hop level. Let's see what goes on at around 2650. That's your XA886. Remember, on the VIX, usually you're going to see some kind of capitulation in the markets when you get at or above 40. And so the last two times we were at 40 was there. And you got to go back, what was that? August 24. And then, of course, March, April last year. It's kind of what is seems to be shaping up. Don't know. Hell, hold on. 607. Let's get rid of that. Let me take a look. Now 417. NASDAQ NQ. You guys have to keep me here. Somebody's got to keep their eye on NQ. I'm looking to sell it. Not looking to buy. I'm still just favoring shorts in this market. And you're getting some nice turnaround moves. But we're just still favoring shorts. 5 minute time frame. Again, I think we got to retest that 377 area. And did we do that while we were talking about the other? Almost. Almost got down there. I'll come back to this. A couple more. What are you guys looking at today? What's going on? Nat gas for Mr. Voltus. Nat gas is the widowmaker, right? Why is it the widowmaker? Because usually you get a crazy run. Normally, nat gas is plastered at $2 to $3. Why? Because there's such a glut of natural gas, they literally have to burn it. They have to burn it at the extraction site because there's no way they can capture it all. They burn it off, and then still with all of that, it's been 1 to 2 in recent years, 2 to 3 historically. What's the problem here? We have not actually this big candle. You go back to January, was still at an all-time low. That's insane. What was that? How is that 21 cents? That doesn't make sense. I'll have to come back to that. How could that be a low at 21 cents 3 months ago? I don't know. I got to look at that. Maybe it's the NG continuous futures. Hold on. Let me go futures. Continuous. Don't know. That was it. Either way, I think nat gas is a different creature. It is a different creature than crude oil. And you're up here at what, 329-ish? Weekly. Also, your big contract months on nat gas are February, March at the latest. You don't see action in the contracts until now June, and then carry that all the way out to even like October, November now. So the risk is going to go out on the calendar. And I, even with everything going on, I think this is basically what you're going to get. Maximum 403 for NQ. So, that's a type 2. The 2 went on the software. There's your dot. There's your red line check back area at 319. XA levels 329. And I think that's it. For now. Couple others. Trees do not grow to the sky. I agree with that. Every fall you're going to lose leaves and do it all over again. A couple more. Hims looks like trash for Danny. Hims, HIMS. Well, we put that back on the radar. Why did we put Hims back on the radar? We had a couple dots and we had this big surge up. It definitely was trash, lacking confirmation all the way at the Gartley, and it fell through the hop. I still say 2183. It was when this thing popped. I said, all right, let's let this come back and retest hop level and your HSI dots. So HIMS. It's not that it's trash completely. It's just that it needs more time. If that's going to be a big weekly oversold capitulation event, you still need to back test this. Likely areas are like 20-ish. I said 2183. So when we hit 2183, update me. Let me know. Again, that was a high flyer a year ago. Lost 75, 80% of its move. And this is just early stages. Look, the easy thing to be investigating, monitoring is, can we get that above the 50 on the weekly? We did as of last week. That's like a first step in the process. And then you look at amplified. Like, how are we really going to know? Well, not until you're above 50 on RSI. Amplified RSI, that is. Couple more. Yeah, Oracle for Mr. Nemesis. Oracle is one of those that got hyped. They did some, let's say, constructive accounting, which they were able to kind of refinance some deals. Got way overbought, and I like it. Oracle forever, but at what price? And we said let it come in here on the weekly. Our beyond that pop, okay, because everyone was screaming about it up here, and I thought that was a big significant move, but you would need a retrace. That was the retrace. 186 was really the first time, and now it's a little bit lower back at the all-time uptrend, multi-year uptrend line, and I think this is real close. It's a lot like what you saw all the way back here in 2022, if not even more pronounced, but same type of deal. Big spike up, come back, give us 1, 2 confirmation signals, and then we'll start to look. We have a diamond this week. That's again, we're close. My only question is it 150 or is it 130? 150, basically where it is right now, or do we do one more check back? Well, that's more like 142. And again, Oracle is one of the big ones that you want to closely watch. This is, I think it's on a permanent uptrend, quite frankly. It's not over. And you're damn close. Obvious pattern levels for Oracle is like 141, 142. I think 150 is another area that anything under 150 probably doesn't stay down there that long. I'm not crazy about looking for long opportunities. I just think some of them they need more work. Prime one is Robinhood. And I'm watching Robinhood. This was one of my bigger positions last year. And I caught that bigger move, got out at a bunch at like 95 to 100 and got out more up all the way up here at was like 145, 150. I was really lucky. And I've been looking at this bat for a while, but what happened? No confirmation. And then you got failed confirmation down here at 75, 73. It's not ready yet. I don't think so. You need to see this thing turn around, put in some bullish work before I would even think this is over yet. And my concern about Robinhood, okay, is the fact that there's nothing under these lows. So if we fail all of this, Well, then look out. You're going to do a full round trip. This will tell us a great deal what the market's going to do. Robinhood at 73. All right. Let's give it a little more time, but I'm watching. One or two more that I'm watching. I think Netflix had this massive pop. Now it's going to do the retrace. Watch Netflix, guys. It's currently 91. I'm looking back, retest these lows at like 80. All right. Put in some kind of higher level confirmation. Big gap filled at 86. It's still way early, but check it out. You know, weekly looks like garbage with that HSI arrow pointing down. But I'm thinking it's an 80 to 85 retest, and then I will be looking. Not afraid of it. I'm again want to line this stuff up, but so a couple things have to happen en route to these lows. So that's just where we are. It's we're at an ugly point in the cycle, quite frankly, in the multi-year decade cycle, where you had to get oversold, and now we have to put in not only days but weeks of work. Here's Reddit, guys. Someone asked for Reddit last time. We really didn't get into it, and I'm not there yet. Why? Our last HSI counter signal came in yesterday, retested and rejected back down. So this zone is still kind of a failed area. My thought is that if this gets bad, it might want to clip the hop at 102. 102 is a possibility. So I'm watching Reddit. I'd say, wow, look at that Gartley. In fact, I was saying that, especially here. Beautiful Gartley on the retrace, but what happened? We ran right into the counter signal, and no thanks. Not yet. The way to read this every time is that, hey, I need more time. I need to retrace. So can we get down? Another oversold. I love the pattern. I really like the long-term chart. The weekly needs to put in a dot. So we're checking back this week. One green bar, maybe next green bar, and then go. And Reddit, since the IPO, look. How do we tell whether something is trending or not? Look at the last year, 2 years, 3 years. Can you draw out something like that? Because then we're in the right area. We're just starting to get in that right area where retrace it, wash it out, give me a dot and go. It's close. Again, Reddit atop the list, but not yet for that larger move. What else? What else? Great to see you guys. What's going on? The metals, the fate of the metals. Radian, 9097. Why'd you select Radian? I don't talk about that stock too much, but I have a close association. The metals is just, we're getting down to that channel. We talked about them when we started. Let them come in. Your next set of opportunities is probably in the next 30 days. SanDisk, we talked about that. Again, can't chase it. I really can't offer much other than watch out for 700. We've been overbought for a while. The only way to play this is 5-minute time frames, day trade this stock, stuff like that. Just, buying almost any dot that comes your way. But day trade it. I can't offer anything there. This thing is too far gone. Just if I see something, I'll say something, as they say. Yeah, a couple more. Chase Brown wants to look at CLB. I have no idea what that is. What is that, my man? Core Labs, energy, minerals, oil, gas production. What's the daily look like? Nice. Bat pattern. All right. I mean, you have some things here. Couple of patterns back to back. Alternate bats like $15. What about the weekly? Because with these kind of plays, yeah. See, this is all right. So context is critical. Context is critical. What's the trend? Last 2 years, 3 years, firmly down. So you're asking a lot here. For anything other than a reactive move, you're asking a lot. And with everything here, especially this being down now 80, 90% in the last few years, you're going to have to come back, retest. Give me the type 2, your classic looping type 2. So nothing for me here. Maybe back at 1077 or 1014, but that's where this is going. Bring that back up in a couple of weeks. We'll revisit that. I don't know. Mr. Quacker wants to look at Billy. This had something. Yeah, Shark on the weekly. Sure. Dailies like that with a bat at 25. Nice. Do you have the software? Listen, folks, if you want to get the software, the best thing to do is to hit me up. Listen, let me just say this. Get over to the Discord. I'm going to put that Discord in there. Like there. And message me on the Discord if you guys have any questions. Or you want to get in on the gold membership or our gold channel. Or you just have questions. That's the best place to hook up with me. Billy, that's, $25. Do you have a Shark to 5.0 at $23.49? Where's, okay. I think we could start looking, put that one on the list. Why? The assumption is this is on an uptrend. This is on an uptrend. You go back the last 2 years, your full recovery, 10 to 35. Now you're 25. Okay, that's a start. And what's the weekly look like? Okay, weeklies. Check that out. Check that out. Interesting. Well, you're down in this massive bat zone. Massive. Got overbought. You're rolling back down, but off of that big weekly, it might even be a monthly chart. You're looking at like $23 monthly. Nothing there on the monthly. Boy, 150. There's your 886 reset. Go again. Hold on. Hey, make sure we're good here. All right, we're good. Let me take off that other. What else? What else? What was I looking at here? Was it applied materials? Because that's another one just skyrocketed. Applied materials, NVIDIA, Broadcom, KLAC, Lattice Semi. Lattice Semi is another one. This looks like ready to do a tower semiconductor. Nothing there. That one and Lam Research. These going way back, but these are finally dreams being realized. Lam Research, geez, look at that, man. Remarkable. NQ 442. Let's take a look. 30-second. Yoink. That's a yoink at 60. What about the 5-second? You guys know I love the 5-second time frame. Just for futures, quick, short-term scalping. Nothing right now. Always looking for arrow, diamond, dot, and the dot after the diamond, wherever that next dot comes in. That was like 470. Let's see if we get something else. Again, looking at these small time frames, guys, we're just literally framing out the next 20, 30 minutes of action. That's it, which we can do it. We're not getting, you're not going to get things all the time, but what I'm typically looking for on these intraday scenarios, give me something on like a 30-second or a 5-minute that points us into the next 30 bars. Like if I see something like this, arrow, diamond, dot, I'm thinking next 30 bars are down. Or same here. 30 bars up, 30 bars down. You guys get the picture. Let's look at a couple more. What was that? What was the other one? SoFi. SOFI. SoFi 16 now, right? Weekly. Did we register that? No. We were waiting on a dot on SoFi. We looked at this last time. Again, even on the weekly time frame, look how strong that signal is. Arrow, diamond, dot retest, trigger at 28, 89, 29. Send it back down next 30 bars. That's the way to read it. That is the way to read it. Everyone, listen. New people, welcome. I have to implore you, okay, get the TradingView platform, Harmonic Pattern Collection, by sending your TradingView username to hpc@sr-analyst.com. We're doing right now this month a 20% discount. A lot of people ask me for a discount. I get it. All good. Comes with the gold membership for a month, so get with it. But that's the place to start. And then everything else, the free materials on harmonictrader.com, just become a basic member. It's all in there. All right, learn before you earn. Got to get through that learning curve first. There is a learning curve, but essentially you're just simply building muscle memory to know what are significant signals and what are the levels that frame out every trade. Here we go. NQ. What are we doing? Look at this chart on NQ. My goodness. Look at NQ. Look at these last. Look at the last 6, 7 weeks, guys. This never leads to anything good. Take a look at this price action. Unbelievable. There's the big flush from early February and then bearish. That was fluff. And then look at these candles. Every time they sell it, they bring it up, they sell it down. How many months in a row? There's the last pivot inflection. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 out of the last 9 weeks were lower highs. And what's going on here? You need to be aware. Okay, you take out 227, and this is on the June contract. Things get super spicy pretty quickly. It's like this, all the way down to here, and then flush it. We're not there yet. I thought we might do it last week. I'm thinking it sets up this week, and then maybe we flush it next week. Get that break. Some kind of, what I think is happening here is a big gap breakdown under 24K, maybe Monday. We're getting into that window, and literally like next 4 weeks, I really don't like this look. This might even be uglier than last year. At least last year, once we started going, we had a flush. This is kind of coiling down the toilet. Bigger. I got to say this as well. Under 24K for NQ futures, there's not much. I mean, I think we shoot the gap immediately sub 23. It's like 22.8. Be aware. Look, some of these markets putting in patterns without confirmation. We look at the broader market, this is still trending lower. And at this point, we need an oversold signal. There's nothing here that would say, okay, our correction, our 6-month consolidation is done. I'm just going to jump in. Nope. Nothing there. So be aware of that. What do we got? NQ. Little rally up. It's now 2 o'clock. I was going to jump out by now, but let me see. 5-second pattern? Something. What do we got? Oh, I'm not even opened up. Let me open up here. 1 second. Let me open up. Hold on. I'm going to get my screen open. And let's see if we click a trade. Just one today. That's good. Hold on. Here we go. There you go. So I'm on, by the way, I've been using the Tradeify and Apex now. I also have a My Funded Futures. What? Hold on. And those are working out all right. I'm still not totally crazy about this whole thing. We're gonna have to see if they're gonna pay me out. I'm waiting on Apex to get back to me on a payout here. But let's stay here. All right, there's a 5-second butterfly. 66 to 51. Let's see if we get that. What's going on here? Oh, wait. June contract. Not even ready. Missed that 66 already. Hold on. NQ. All right, let's see if we get that retest back up. Other thing I've been seeing a whole lot of, we get these hop tests. 470. I've been favoring those on a 5-second time frame or 30-second time frame. Those have been super precise with confirmation. Let me see here. Perfect example. There's a bat pattern, but no confirmation at the hop level. That flags it. No confirmation, no dot, no trade. Yeah, look, no, without the dot at the hop, you're not getting that setup. What are we're going to get there? There you go, 70, 70, 75. And hold on. Let's get a dot up here on the 5-second. What about the 30-second time frame? All right, 30-second time frame is going to register really soon. Hold on. So what do we got? We're going to need 2 more bars up here. So really close. I kind of like what's going on here, guys. HSI dot, check back right there. All right, now it's not going to be official until we close it. And then you do have something up there at 70, 75. Non-confirmation, though. It's the only thing that disappoints me about it. But the 30-second time frame is going to be more significant. And I'm really tempted to take a whack at this just so that we can get a trade in the books here. The open bar trigger. This is a great little 30-second play here. There is like 69. 69 and 70, 75. There's the check back. All right, great. So Looking right here on the 30-second time frame, that's bar number one. Where's HSI? It's above the 50, so that's not ready yet. And the 5-second hop, all right, maybe, okay, we're about to get some confirmation up here, slightly above the hop level. There you go. There's the arrow trying to print. Nope. 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 Straight on through. That happens. And again, we've seen that where you're waiting for confirmation and it doesn't give it to you, so you just let it go. I'm fine with that. Fine with that. The 5-second time frame has to have a trigger in the same way the 30-second does. What are we down? We're only down 156 so far. Fine by me. I don't really care about that. I let that happen. Can we get a dot up here? Check back 1, 2. And the 30-second, yeah, that's going too far. So you're looking there. You had no short-term trigger. All of that was at 69-ish. And the other numbers at 70. It just blew it right through. That's fine. 5 minute. Where are we going? Yeah, I mean, again, it just kind of reflex rally. 30. What's that T2 on it? Ah, okay, I see what we got. We're back at some levels here. Prior pattern levels. Still not crazy about it. Should have done some rollover down at 70, not 40 higher. No trade on that. That's fine. Let me see if we get one more. I want to sell. We're not in the right position just yet. 5-second time frame. Ooh, there's an arrow diamond dot. I'm tempted on that just to take a whack there. That was at 13 though. The arrow is pretty much a go signal on its own. Like there's the arrow, bang, go next bar kind of a thing. Come on. Retest that line at what, 12? Let's take a look. There you go, back at 12. Right here. And then the middle of that is 12. Red line's at 13. 12, 13 area. Get overbought one more time. Come on. There you go. Clip it into overbought territory. There's an arrow. Bang. Let's see it. 13-ish. Let's look in right here. 12, 13. Come on. Yeah, it doesn't want to do it. You got to get under the 50 as well. Clip the 50 or nothing. Better. Kiss it. There you go. Okay. Can you get under 50? Do it now. There you go. 12 entry. All right. Here you go. Sorry about that. Hold on. Let me bring my screen over. Dang it. I went in at 12, guys. Sorry, I got my other screen here. I'm all the way in up here at 12, 512, right off of that. So I'm just looking for a scalp. Put the stop there, and I'm gonna hit eject up 270. I'll hit eject right here. Yeah, I just let that come all the way back. 230, 250. All right, take me out. 220-ish. Just scalping from dot to dot on a 5-second. I wish I had a pattern. But let's try it again. And that's been the purpose of what we're doing with this section of the show. Give me arrow diamond dot on a minimum. Like if I've got arrow dot diamond, okay, and then on the next arrow dot retest, generally 512, 513, that was it. And I'm just looking for that quick 1 minute, 2 minute kind of scalp play. It could be, there you go, going to more, but that's fine. I know about this segment. All right, I have a arrow diamond dot, and I can go dot to dot. I know that segment. And so as soon as an arrow or a dot gets populated, you're done. But that's what I'm looking for all day long. Let's see if we get one more. Again, it's been my frustration with all of this is that we don't get the sweet patterns. And I don't want to sit here for hours babbling saying, oh, yeah, okay, this is going to come. We're going to get a setup, blah, blah, blah. I mean, maybe a 1 second. I know I'm going to freak your mind out, but maybe a 1 second time frame is just too fast. Really not there. As minimum 5 second. Yeah, even this one. This take it to the dot. Go dot to dot. When you're scalping, like this was a better setup than that. You had an arrow, you had a diamond at 66, and it just went to what, 57, but there's the dot populated and sends it. So that's the preferred situation I'm looking for. Let's go one more time here. Can we get... Oh, I know what I wanted to show. Oh, there's another dot. Oh, but there's an arrow underneath that too. You can't really see it. Arrow, arrow. So that needs another dot. Check back. You're going to need 2 more red bars. But the whole idea is you're there. You're looking for 20, 30, something like that. If you catch 10 to 15, mission accomplished. And I find this is better because you're not waiting for the massive. It's not going to take all day. It might take 30 minutes to get something your way. All right, 30-second time frame, got oversold off of that. Where are we? Would love to have a pattern. Let's see if we get one more, get a pattern or a bat, something back up there. Let's try it one more time. Nothing here. All right, there you go again. Remember that second dot because there was another arrow. It's like that. But you can't see it. There is yet another arrow right there. That's HSI. Are we back at 12? Maybe 12, 13. We're going to get another arrow. Let's see here. Come on. Wherever that dot is, one more red bar. That's 975, guys. With a diamond, 975. Let's go 9. Oh, didn't set that. Damn it. Come on. Too fast. Come on, 975. Looking for, where's the 30-second time frame too? Yeah, not a lot here. All right, so I don't really have, the only problem is don't really have that great of a time frame link up. Don't have that 30-second. What's the 5-minute look like? Nothing really. 5 minutes kind of in between. So anything we do here was going to be a scalp. That's it. But just let's see if we can get that. Yeah, back up. Back up to 13 right now. Hold on. Let's see how this goes. Back up to, well, 975. eye on it. Come on. Let's see if we get that one more time. I'd love this. Actually, this could be a bat back at like 510. Let's see how that plays out. Nasdaq's off 153. There you go. Meanwhile, let me take a look at S&P 500. I have yet to do an S&P trade. ES. ES on 30-second time frames like this. Not much. Big flagging out though. 5 minutes like that. So can't say much is going on for today. And if anything, you are back up against S&P like above 37 is probably a sell. Let's see here. Give me something here. I've been tracking ES charts, but not getting as many signals as NQ. Just not. There you go. Yeah, even this one, there's an alternate bat right here at 28. No confirmation. I am looking specifically at these 5-second patterns. I know it sounds crazy to some people, but it's working. And if you want to get that super hyper muscle memory, look at a 5-second chart. Track a 5-second futures chart for a week. You'll be seeing things by the end of that week where the whole framework of type 1, type 2 comes into play. NQ, I think we're just screwing around here at 24.5. Not a biggie though. What else? While we're waiting, what else you guys want to look at? I'll try to get one more to set up. Like that was not a bad scalp trade. Hold on. Bear with me for a second. What do we got there? There you go. Oh, I know why that was over there, because we had that. All right, let's bring that on there. Yeah. It is teetering on the November lows. I just think they're going to keep running this, where you're going to get a lot of action like we had today. They drop it on its head, and then they rally it off the low, and then basically sell it off in the aftermarket. There's NQ. If I'm looking for that next retest, it's like 98, guys. Would be like there at 08, and then the other one, it's almost 18. So 18, 08, 98. And for today, where are we at? What do we need to do for today? I still say we got to come lower. The obvious place, come back, retest 380. You're currently 490. But I don't have anything here. The only thing I have on the day is this. There to there, last two HSIs. We're at 93. That's regular trading hours. Electronic is like this. And, so you do have some things that are begging to get retested a little lower, like get 90. So that's a critical point. Hourly chart has been pretty interesting with on the RTH. Okay, and we are here retesting or wanting to retest this hourly HSI arrow. That's 377. So just know that has to get retested as well. We're looking for the trigger, which is there. So look, HSI is clearly out, but the final piece of that would be retest the low and then 2 hours of bullish action to completely wash this out. Not there yet. You're early, and if anything, incredibly, we are in that first bar. And what are we? We're 2 minutes. 2 minutes away on that hourly candle. That's big. Let's see here. Okay, 98. There's a dot. I'm liking that. Oh, a bat pattern on the 5-second. Send it back down to 85. Oh, come on. I'm talking too much. Just stay on that time frame. Stay on that time frame. 98 was it. So that's been my frustration with this stuff. Stay there. Hold on. Come on. I don't know. Let's give it another couple minutes. I think I missed that T1. There you go. 98 to 85. Amazing. Let's try one more. Nothing there. Not ready. In the 5-minute? No. This is the garbage action. That return trade, though, that was sweet. So let me stay on that. Thank you. Appreciate that. You got to go? Appreciate it. No, I hear it. And there's the hop level. Down at 77. That was nice. Couple more here. What's that on the at 11? No, nothing at 11, guys. This is 98 here. Maybe you're talking back here was 11. That thing's falling apart now. That was the move right there at 98. And I was riffing. 70. Guys, again, for today, it's 2:30. You're looking for that thing back down at like under 400, 77-ish. And now we just printed that larger Gartley. Doesn't matter. This is something I'm going to be flat out, straight out with you know, some people say, does that repaint? You can lock it in on the settings for the software. It's kind of like this. Go to the settings and you can show connected patterns, overlapping patterns, stuff like that. You can deselect that, minimize over, hide inside patterns. You're going to get more, but the key is like that, okay? The key is going to be, where's the dot? Where's the dot confirmation? Like right here, you have right at 52.75. I mean, there for a little micro bounce. If I'm looking at the market, I'm like, all right, do I want to short it right here? Not in face of this and this. Maybe pop up and roll back down like that. There you go. I find that is one of the early breakthroughs that people are having. Okay, where they're able to navigate at least on a short-term time frame, respecting the signals. Like there's a T1 dot diamond. All right, I'm not shorting there, not at 54. Wait for a little intraday bounce and dot back up. So that was 52 to 67, then back down. Don't ignore them. Even in, I think we're in a severe bearish trend, but you're still going to get those counter trend rallies. And I am thinking for today, guys, that we finish this under 400. Remember Tuesday, I was saying, yeah, we have to get down to 600, and that was like we were up at like 25K, and it came in the next morning. Similar deal here. We may be stuck for a little while, and then they move this market overnight, kind of a thing. I don't know. Questions, comments. Where to get the software? Go to over here, harmonictrader.com, right? harmonictrader.com, basic membership, but send your TradingView username to hpc at sr-analyst.com. If you have questions about the software or you want to make sure you get that coupon code, just DM me, okay? DM me in the chat. DM me in the Discord. It's right there. I just put that there. Are we going to get another setup? 30-second time frame. It's trying to settle out here. That's bearish right there, guys. Bearish back down to the hop. There, arrow, diamond, dot. There. You don't like that on any time frame. What else? A couple others. Yeah, I can look at that. PSKY. PSKY is back at the 880 level, which was the retrace we were looking for. 841 is the hop. Currently 871. That's what we have been waiting for. We were saying back to 11 and it went straight on through. I'm looking at 840. You know, that's a better spot down there at 840, but you need confirmation. So this came to our attention, I guess it was 2 weeks ago when it did that. And I said, yeah, but that's just step one. Step two's got to come back and we got to trigger some kind of oversold. Keep that in mind. And this is a big recovery play. Remember, you're dealing with a whole bunch of stuff. I mean, it's not a pretty chart. Longer term, still in a downtrend, but that 8-something area is like a first step. And yeah, remember, you have all of this. Big patterns, big confirmation. But today might be day one or even day zero on that. Let's go here. Come on. 5-second time frame. Boy, 52. Pretty firm with the diamond. All right, that's actually better. Look what happened here. Arrow, diamond, dot. This could push us back up, believe it or not. I'm thinking bearish, but look. We just retested. That was at like 58. I'm tempted. Right off the signal. There's a 30-second time frame. Now you're here on the 5. Let's link up our time frames. So all of that, the 30-second time frame is like, where's that? The line is like 58. And then the 5-second time frame, all right, if you're looking long, it's more like 54, 52-ish. Where are we? Nothing yet. Keep an eye on this. I might go long here. Might go long, but it's more like 54 or 52. And I don't have anything right now. I don't have immediate confirmation on that 5-second. There you go. There's 52, guys. So, and that's a hard down. All right, now we're starting to get that oversold on the 5-second, but you're 44. It doesn't look good. 30-second time frame looks like a fail. Yeesh. Need a dot. You need to line up, if you're going to do the scalp, really need a 30-second or something with a 5. And again, straight through 52. I've taken no action. That happens a lot. You're looking at an area, you're like, all right, give me a dot at that number, and it doesn't produce. You let it go. Yeah, I don't think it's going to go down. There's a diamond dot. There you go. 37-ish. Oof. 34. I'm still looking to sell this. Yeah, I don't like what's going on here. Maybe we go, there's a type 1 on the 5. What's that 30 looking like now? Tough one. Tough, tough, tough. Haven't done anything. I took that first trade, which was all the way back at, remember, where was that? 90, it was at 08 or 12. All right, here's a type 1. Come on. And now we're between 1 and 2. I would say if we get a dot up here, maybe play the return. All right, where's that? It's at 50. 50. Come on, check him back. All right, I'll take a shot there. Come on. Yes, it's that quick, and I missed it. It was 50. Let's see. Can you scrape it? Not going to go down. Ah. Try it again one more time. That I was just got to be right there. Hold on. Take one more shot here. Now you're at a 2 here. Send it back up to 58. That was a nice little return play. Little scalp. Go back up. I'm really only interested in playing the short side. I just don't like what's going on with the patterns across the board. Keep breaking hops, breaking levels. Yeah, that was a nice scalp though. Come on. No. Yeah, there you go. No can do. Come on. Hang in here. What time is it? It's 2:40, guys. I think I'm going to call it. I missed that. I whiffed that. Let's see if we do more next time. Yeah, because the 5 minute here, that's about to set free. Get down oversold. And that target is like 390. 390. And every little bounce is getting sold here. All right, let me stick on this. Another possible bounce and recovery. Bounce. And if we can get a pop back up, then I'll play it like that for the next scalp. Doesn't come my way, let it go. All right, that should do it. Bang it back 35 to 43. Because the return move, like up here at 50, should send it down for the failure. Come on. No, this thing just wants to fall apart. Here we go. Eee. Let's see. If I don't get a bounce off of here, I think I'm done. I'll call it for today. But that 50 trade right there, that was it. Nope. So be it. I'm always looking for those jump on points, guys, no matter what. I'm not somebody that's gonna try to sell a breakdown, especially on futures, because you get the shakeout quick, like 10, 15 point bounce, and they send it back down. Don't like what's going on here though. This could end up being a lot quicker than I wanted. 30-second. Nah. We did retest that arrow though, which was 33, and then the 5 minute. Boy, this is going straight to 377, isn't it? All the way down to there, 370, 378. That's a bitch. I'll leave it there, guys. I will leave it there. I'm not going to talk myself out. One thing about doing this, I've been getting extremely tired. A talk for like 2 or 3 hours. I simply can't do it. So I want to pace myself. But we're getting closer. Like I feel like what I'm trying to show you guys with harmonic framework, couple things. One, it's fractal, so it's going to happen every time frame. You're going to see the same strategies development, strategy triggers develop, patterns, reactive type 1, type 2, and the perfect entry, or damn close to that. Like, all right, here we're going to get one in a second. We're going to get a bearish HSI against a bullish pattern zone. The dot's going to trigger here in a second. There it is. But let's see if we get that. Almost a fat finger sell at this point. Come on. Normally I'd look for that check back at 28. The way this stuff's been kind of falling apart. There's 28. All right. Hit it. HSI going the wrong way. If that rolled over, bang it. 28. No. No, I have to be on the ball. All right, there you go. 28. Get the breakdown now. If not, I'm out. Break it down now. I'll go to break even in a second. I don't like it. Don't like it. Break it down now. Nope. There you go. I'm going to go break even right away. Nope. Take it out. Let's try one more time. When you have this kind of a setup, it should roll right down immediately. Let me try one more time. 28's the number. 28.50. Come on. Nope. Forced it. I'm taking that out. Yeah, I didn't like it. They're just forcing that. That was minus 150. Basically gave back 2/3 of what we made on that first one. And I find myself doing that for you guys when I don't get a trade and then I'm gonna force something. I knew the first time that was done. Eh. And the 30 seconds not even line. 30 seconds bullish. Yeah. So I've been forcing, I notice I'm doing that. Forcing these trades. Trying to get that perfect set. Like I missed the 50 here. And I thought that it was not bad to take a shot there at 29. But it should have tanked from there. So re-entering was garbage. I don't know. I want to get one more. Try one more. The first one was like it was like a 220 scalp or 240 scalp. Then we just lost like 160 there. I don't have what I need. I don't want to be buying. I'm not looking for any longs today. And you'll get your bounce. I'm just looking for these counter trend moves. Yeah. And that might end up working anyway. But the second shot was, look, if you're here and what I'm betting on there is this to completely fail. Counter signal, dot, already failed the zone, roll down. And that's not what happened. What I really need is something at a level. All right, no biggie. We'll come back on Tuesday, folks. I'm still looking for this sub 400 before 4 o'clock, but I'm not going to go on. Anyway, appreciate that. Guys, if you have any questions, get over to Discord. We'll do more of this on Tuesday. And if you want to join the gold group, check that out for a month. Just hit me over on the Discord. Yeah, I knew that was a garbage one. Anyway, have a great weekend, folks. We'll catch you on Tuesday. Until then, as always, go get them and let's look for this down by next week.